Okay, so the next concept is concurrent hash map. So what exactly concurrent hash map? Let's see. So concurrent hash map is implemented based on the hash table. Okay, concurrent hash map, it is a thread safe. It is thread safe. Okay, so thread safe means so only one thread can able to access the concurrent hash map object. But the thing is here, it's a bit different. Concurrent hash map is a bit different than the hash map and the other other collections. The difference is that, see, concurrent hash maps you know allows you to perform n number of read operations. So it will allows you to perform n number of threads to read the data. Okay, but when it if you want to perform any update operation, so only it will allow only one thread at a time. Okay. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain you is like concurrent hash map. When we are creating any collection, so it will be by default it is taking the 16 indexes. Okay, 16 indexes it is taking. Every collection, it is by default it is creating the 16 indexes to store the values. Okay, after completion of 75 percentage portion of this values, we can say that till 10 indexes you have stored the values. After that, it will be creating one more. It will be creating a extending the size of the map. Okay, map or collection. Okay, so now what the concurrent hash map is telling is, so here concurrent hash map is thread safe. So what it is telling is, I am not locking the uh, concurrent hash map object for the read operations. You can read the data whatever there in this hash map. You can read the data. Okay, but I am allowing lock when you are performing the update operation or insert operation. Okay, so here 10 people are reading the data. Okay, when 10 people are reading the data, we cannot allow the 10 people at once to modify the data. Okay, we will be allowing only one thread to allow modify the data. Okay, for example, here let's say I have these many values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, which I stored in a concurrent hash map. Okay, let's say 5 threads are reading the data. Okay, and sixth thread, this one to sixth thread wants to perform the update operation. Instead of 60, I want to change it to 65. Okay, so the other thread, the 5 threads, will be reading the values till 60, but they can't read when the thread 6 is performing the update operation, right? It is converting 60 to 65. So they can't read the 65 value until the thread 6 will complete its execution, right? So until it commits its changes, until it's done with its changes, so the other threads cannot able to read the actual data which is changed actually. So once it is the thread is completed execution, then only they can able to see this changes. Okay, so which means that the concurrent hash map will be not locking uh, the threads for performing the read operation. It is locking the threads when we are trying to perform the update operation. Oh, here I have given an example. Okay, so when you are performing update operation or insert operation, then only it is locking the object. Okay, fine. So locking the object in the sense, so when one thread is performing update operation, the other thread should wait it. Okay, it's the same plain old way how we have discussed in threads concept. Okay, fine. So that's the difference between the concurrent hash map and normal hash map or linked hash map, any other thing. Okay, so fine. Okay, so here what the one more point I want to cover. So normally we used to call these indexes as segments actually. In concurrent hash map, we used to call these are the segments. This is one segment, this is one segment, and this is also one segment. Okay, when we are reading the data, so it will not, you know, log these 16 segments. It will not log these 16 segments. Okay, So what it will do is when we are performing the operation on the, let's say, fifth segment, fifth index, so at that time it will be locking this particular segment only. It will unlock all these segments. It will unlock all these segments. It will lock the segments which where we are performing the operation. Okay, so that's what. So the concurrent hash map will be dividing the things into a segments. Okay, okay, each segment will be in each segment we can perform the operation, we can perform update operation. But when we are performing upgrade operation, so we have to lock that segment instead of locking the entire object. Okay, got it. Let's see the some more characteristics of concurrent hash map. It is similar to the hash map. The hash map doesn't take duplicate keys. Okay, still the linked hash the concurrent hash map also doesn't take duplicate keys, but the values can be duplicated. Okay, and null insertion is possible only for values. Okay, but not for the keys. Okay, and I think it is also display the data in random order. Okay, um, yeah, that's all about these characteristics. The concurrent hash map is having the constructors. Let's write the constructor in separate constructors. Concurrent hash map is having a default constructor. Is having the one more constructor which will be taking the capacity as a parameter. Capacity as a parameter, and it is having one more constructor which will be taking the collection. So, okay. These are the three constructors we have in a hash map. So you can use any one of these constructor. You can create an object of concurrent hash map. Okay. So that's all about this concurrent hash map. Okay, we'll see the next concept, cursors. Okay, so what are the different types of cursors? Cursors are nothing but like, if you want to retrieve any data from a collection, so we have a, cursors. We will be discussing those cursors in the next video.